Wow, this Catholic Bible is real tricky. Halal HaWah for the vision, for the clarity. My Nagas is building in real time. The Nagas is building for Nagaville, but you got to start with building the code. You know what I'm saying? Rebuilding the code within yourself. You got to see how many tricks and traps and snares there are. Have you ever seen or noticed the difference between the Catholic Bible commandments? What's the difference between the Catholic Ten Commandments and the Protestant or the Christian or the Jewish? You know what I'm saying, and all this stuff. You know, it's we got to see it all with a dragonfly perspective. Here's the main difference, man, in the so-called Ten Commandments, and you're gonna see why we call it the Nine Code, the Nine Commandments. Off CatholicBible101.com, it says the Ten Commandments as handed down by God to Moses on Mount Sinai were the beginning of the nation of Israel when they were leaving Egypt as slaves for freedom in the Promised Land. They were considered to be the law of HaWah for his chosen people. There are, however, some major differences in interpretation. Of course, there is a difference in what the Catholic Church uses as the Ten Commandments and what the Protestant churches use. Okay. In the Catholic Church, they are as follows. So this is what it would be in the Catholic Bible and the Catholic Church, man, right? I'm talking Vatican, I'm talking all that. This is their version of the Ten Commandments. Oh, you didn't think there were different versions? No, I just want to point this out because I want to just show how much all these hijacks, they want to hide HaWah, right? They want to hide HaWah. It might not seem like a big deal to give you 10 commandments when there are really nine codes, 9 commandments. 9, 10, what's the difference? Drop. Numbers are everything. Everything is made of numbers. Numbers are everything. So when you really see clearly, you know, they're hiding the 9, right? Even on the Los Lunas, Paleo-Picto-Hebrew in Los Lunas, New Mexico, the so-called Decalogue stones, which is really the 9 commandments, there's 9 lines. We're going to get that. We're going to go quickly. I mean, I just want to pay attention to the differences between the Catholic commandments and, you know, what's written in the modern KJV, you know, all that. So you got, I am HaWah, your power. I'm the Lord your God. I'm just going to read it as it says. I'm the Lord your God. I am your God. You shall not have any other gods besides me. Bang. Then they go to number 2. Now, this is different right away because in the KJV or, you know, any version of Christianity, Protestant, whatever the case is, outside of Catholicism, they split that number 1 into 2 commandments. Don't have any gods, and then they go into graven images and all that stuff, right? What you see down here with the Protestant church, they have you shall have no other gods. You shall not make unto you any graven images. So that's 1 and 2, right? In your so-called Bible today. The Catholic Church does what we have been doing and what Daniel Lowe was talking about in the Forbidden Histories of America, how they switched it up. He was talking about the 9 commandments in there, how they switched it to 10. Why would they do that? We have to go a little further. Okay, so why would they, the so-called Christian, Protestant, whoever, change it from I'm the Lord your God, you shall have no other power before me, and turn that into no graven images? All that is 2 separate things, or is that the same transgression? Right. 1 and 2 is the same thing, same transgression. No other graven images is the same as having no other gods, no other powers that you're bowing down to. That's 1 transgression. Bang. Don't bow down to nothing. Don't have no hijacks in between you and me. No other gods. That's not 2 separate commandments. So why did they do that in Christianity? But what did the Catholics do? Because if they combine the first 2 into 1, there should only be 9. What did they do to get to 10 commandments? You shall not take the name of the Lord in vain, okay? Remember to keep holy the Lord's day, the Sabbath, okay? That's 3. Honor your father and your mother, 4. You shall not kill, 5. You shall not commit adultery, 6. You shall not steal, 7. You shall not bear false witness, 8. You shall not covet. Oh, look at these Catholics. Look at these Catholics. So we thought it didn't make no sense for them to split up no other gods and graven images into two separate codes, 2 separate commandments in Protestant Christianity. But look what these mamma jammas did in Catholicism. They took the ninth code about coveting, and they split that into 2. Did you know? Managa, did you know this? The Catholics know. The Catholics know. This is Catholic Bible 101.com. Why are they in a rush to get to number 10 so bad that they literally split it in half? And if the Catholics would do that to the covetous to make 9 and 10, you know the Protestants did the same thing to the number 1 to make 1 and 2. So now we're not so crazy that we've been telling you, yo, it seems like they split that into 2 because that's the same transgression. When we give you 9 code, we didn't take nothing away. We just combined the first 2 into 1 transgression, 1 code. No other power before HaWah. No graven images. Don't make nothing and bow down to it. Don't carve you no idols. Don't worship them. No likeness. Nothing. That's all 1 transgression. No hijacks allowed. That's what it should say. Most High over everything. Then you go into vanity, Sabbath, murder, not honor your father, your mother, adultery, stealing, false witness, covetous. Those are all separate transgressions. No other gods, graven images are all 1 transgression. We didn't take anything out. We just gave it in the proper context so that you're back in your 9 code, your vibration. Why do you think they took you out of 432 and put you on 440 hertz? Why do you think they took you out that 4 plus 3 plus 2 is 9? What is the 9 really that they are energetically running from it? Remember, the 9 in the Picto-Paleo is the noon. The noon is the 9. Noon is 9 and noon is seed. What are they covering about the seed? The noon is the seed in Hebrew. What's the 9? See, the 9 is not just a number. None of these numbers are just numbers. These are, this is language, man. This is energy. This is frequency. The 9 is a portal. You got a spiral. You're talking about the spiral 9. You're talking about the vortex, like in your ear, you got the cochlear. The cochlear is a spiral. You should be hearing your music in a spiral. That's why we tuned it to 432 hertz. 432 is the spiral. So your music can spiral into your cochlear, into your spiral. You should feel your music before you hear it. You should feel it first. You should feel the vibration of your songs, of your music before you hear it. You should feel it, man. You should feel that spiral going right into your cochlear, your spiral in your ear bone, right? So this is absolute right in your face bone, absolute factuals, my nigga, that they're playing with the code. All we saying is that they're playing with the code in our face. Why would the Catholics split off? You should not covet your neighbor's wife. You should not covet your neighbor's goods. Like that's 2 separate things about coveting. Or is it don't cover anything that's your neighbor's, right? We know that's obvious. We know it's obvious that 9 and 10 are 1 code, 1 transgression, covetous. Just like 1 and 2 in the Protestant or the KJV. No other gods, no graven images, don't bow to them. That's 1 thing. So look at these jabronis, man, playing with our code to get us to 10 commandments and out of our 9 code. Then they replacing, don't murder versus don't kill. Well, that's too, you gotta be clear. To murder means, you've done something unjustly, right? You killed a man without cause, an innocent man, innocent blood you shedding, or you can kill at war, you can kill in battle righteously because you are fighting, with HaWah against the hijack. You know what I'm saying? So, those are, very, interesting details, but look at this coveting business. You shall not covet anything that belongs to your neighbor. That's what it should say. Catholics say, don't cover your neighbor's wife. And how about don't cover your neighbor's goods? So what's going on with this Catholic Church? Why are they flipping it? This is from TampaBay.com, man. They talking about the commandments. Jewish, Catholic, Protestant commandments differ. Article by Waveney and Moore, 2005. All right, cool. On Wednesday, the U.S. Supreme Court heard two cases challenging the constitutionality of Ten Commandments displays on their property. Opponents of such displays say they violate the First Amendment by promoting religion. They just don't want nothing to do with the code. And then they're going to say, oh, well, we just don't like that version of the code they're using. Why don't you use this version instead of that version? Supporters counter that they simply pay homage to the Decalogue's role in history. Observers nationwide and locally may well question which set of commandments are being considered in this debate: Jewish, Catholic, and Protestant. So let's enter the Jewish version of the commandments and see how they differ. Okay. All right, let's get it from here. So, Ten Commandments, Jewish style, might be more familiar to what you're getting out of your Tanakh, right? So, number one, I'm the Lord your God who brought you out of Egypt, out the land of Egypt, the house of bondage. Look at this, man. So, for the Jewish version, they split off one and two in the worst way. They say, man, look, I'm the Lord your God who brought you out the land of Egypt is a separate commandment. And then they'll put another commandment is you shall not have no gods beside me. You shall not make yourself a sculptured image, any likeness in the heavens, in the water. Are those two separate things? Let's use our common sense. Common sense ain't common, but let's use our wisdom. Take the word. I am the Lord your God who brought you out of Egypt. You shall not have no other gods beside me. Are two separate things. What commandment is I am the Lord your God who brought you out of Egypt? That sounds like HaWah saying, hey man, I'm your power. You shall not have no other power beside me. How's that a separate transgression, man? Clearly all is one thing. But the Jewish separated into two. Why, boss? Why? How, Sway? How? So then they go on to, don't swear falsely by the name of HaWah, right? So some say vanity or don't swear falsely. That's also very clear, Don't put HaWah's name on it if HaWah ain't behind it and ain't with it, right? So remember your Shabbat, honor your father, your mother. Thou shalt not murder, no adultery, thou shalt not steal, no false witness, and don't covet. So bang, bang, bow. You see they split off the one into two, which is all one thing. I'm HaWah, your power. You shall not have no other power besides me. That's one thing. Crazy, man. And we just got the Protestant version. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image. Here we go again. They split the first one into two. No other gods before me, no graven image. Why? So you don't put no other power before HaWah. M.H.O.E, Most High over everything. It's rule number one. No power before your power is rule number one. They made it into two. What do you do when you put another power before your power? You start making graven images, idols, bowing down and serving the hijack. That's the same transgression. Why did they split it into two? And then, of course, you got the Catholics. Same thing. Now, they combined the two into one. I'm HaWah, your power. You should have no other gods beside me. Bang. They know that's only one thing. We ain't crazy. They know it's the same transgression. Rule number two, they have the vanity, then the Shabbat, right? All the way down to the covetous, in which they, of course, split it, because that's what Catholics do. Split the last two. You shall not covet your neighbor's wife. You should not covet anything that belongs to your neighbor. Like, those are two separate transgressions. It's called covetous. You're using the same dang word. The same word, man. So, Manaka, comment, saying comment. What we see, whether we're talking the Jewish, whether we're talking the Protestant, King James, whether we're talking the Catholics, they are playing with the code. In every situation, they are splitting one into two, whether it's the first one or last one. Why, Managa? Why take you out the 9? Remember the importance of the number 9. This goes far deeper than mind bone is going to feel right away. You're going to have to search and connect to your frequency, your seed, Managa, your vibration. What are they separating when they're adding? Remember, you ain't supposed to be adding nothing to the scripture. You ain't supposed to be adding nothing to the code. They think they're not adding nothing by splitting it into two, but you are. Hijack City. You're hiding the 9, and what's the 9? You're hiding the 9, and what's the 9? My wave surfers might remember us discussing the secrets of the number 9. Hey, for my new wave surfers, it's about to get so cozy for you, so you understand why they're doing what they're doing, because there's a secret to this number 9. There's a secret to this 9 code. A let go, fair use in your caboose.
Have you thought about the number 9? Have you thought about
the number 9? Oh, well, this is our time to think about it. You see, they got the tablets up. Have you thought about the number 9? Let's get it.
The number 9? What meaning does the number 9 have in Judaism? The whole world is about numbers. Numbers are the secret to everything. In Hebrew, each letter possesses a numerical value. It's called gematria. Gematria is the substitution for letters of the Hebrew alphabet. The number 9 is the signature of Hashem.
Hashem means the name, the creator. The number 9 is the signature of HaWah. This is what they're hiding. This is the fundamental energy, understanding that they are splitting. When they start splitting these commandments into two, they're splitting HaWah out of it. It goes deeper, my nigga. Wow.
Gematria is the substitution for letters of the Hebrew alphabet. The number 9 is the signature of Hashem. Now let's take the first human being that was created, Adam. Adam was considered the most perfect in creation in every single way. Adam represents the number system of 1 to 9.
Adam represents the number system of 1 to 9. Not 1 to 10, right? 1 to 9. So HaWah is representing by the number 9. Adam is represented by this completion of the number system of 1 to 9. 9 represents the perfection of completion. Let's go.
Because if you add up all the numbers from 1 to 9, it will equal 45. And Adam in Gematria also equals 45. Aleph is 1.
They said numbers don't lie. So Adam equals 45 to 5 plus 4 equals 9. 4, 3, 2 equals 9. HaWah is represented by this 9. Adam is the image of the framer shaper. The seed, right? See how deep this goes? Numbers were not discovered, my naga. Numbers were numbers were not invented. Numbers were just discovered. They're just discovering, any part of this gematria connection. They're just connecting to the code, because if every Hebrew letter is a number, that means it's all numbers. That means it's all coding, right? They're changing the code when they're splitting these commandments like that. They're switching the code up ever so gently, like 432 to 440. Adam represents 9. HaWah represents 9.
Dog is 4. And M is 40. That equals 45. And 4 plus 5 is 9. Truth in Hebrew is emet. And emet in Hebrew is 400 plus 40 plus 1, which equals 441. 4 plus 4 plus 1 equals 9. The whole world is about numbers. Now see this. Take any number and add 9 to it. Any number. It will always yield the same number. Example 5 plus 9 equals 14. And 1.
9 is everything and nothing, man, right? 9 is everything and nothing. It's the only number that you can add whatever number to it, and it's still going to give back that number. That's mathematically showing you a relevance. It's showing you a system. You know what I mean? Something very unique, something very special. You know what I mean? There's a connection. You know what I mean? When you can add 9 to any number and still get that same number. Almost as if you didn't add anything. Remember the law of nines? When you're adding long numbers and you might see the number 9, you can always take 9 right out the equation, because 9 is everything and nothing. If I'm adding 159 plus 91 on both sides of the equation, I could just take out the number 9 and get a faster, simpler, correct answer. Instead of 159, I just take out the 9, I just got 15. Instead of 91, I just take out the 9, I got 1. 15 plus 1. You know what I'm saying? You add it up with the 9, it's going to give you the exact same thing. You could take the 9 out of any equation and still get, you could simplify any number, just take out the 9s, or anything that adds up to 9, just take it out, and you're going to still get the same answer. 9 is very special, very unique. It's everything and nothing. It represents HaWah. So we're proving it as a mathematic signature, but it's deeper than math, right? We're talking about a spiritual signature, an energetic signature.
And 1 plus 4 equals 5. The same number we started with. It works with any number. Try it. Now take any number and multiply it by 9. The sum will always equal 9. Example, 9 times 5 equals 45 and 4 plus 5 equals 9. The sum will always equal 9. It works with any number. Try it. Now take any number and subtract it by the sum of itself. It will yield 9. Example, 22 minus the sum of itself, which is 4. You get 18. Add 1 plus 8 equals 9. And 9 stands for M.H.O.E. Truth. The signature of Hashem.
So 9 is M.H.O.E., is truth. Truth, my naga. What's true about our code? Commandments. What's true about our frequency? What's true about Creator? What's true about ourselves, man? What's the truth? It's represented by the number 9. Look at all these fancy ways. 9 is everything and nothing. Multiply, get right back to the number 9, because you multiply times 9. It's going to simplify back to the M.H.O.E., back to the truth. 9 represents the truth. 9 represents Adam, the image of HaWah. 9 represents HaWah.
Who can come up with that?
HaWah.
The signature of God is M.H.O.E., truth, which is the number 9. Like an artist, he puts his signature in everything in the world. There are 9 months to pregnancy. If you add up all the minutes of the day, they will equal 9. Water in Hebrew is M.H.O.E. equals 9. 40 plus 10 plus 40 equals 90, which is 9.
Wow, the water, that mem sauce, is 9. Numbers ain't lying.
0 is not counted, and water means life.
God.
The first line in the 10 Commandments is 9 words.
Oh, the first line in the 9 code is 9 words.
Shabbat in Gematria equals 9.
The Shabbat equals 9, my naga. The first line in the 9 code got 9 words. Truth is 9, Shabbat is 9, Adam is 9, HaWah is 9. 4 plus 3 plus 2, 4, 3, 2. The drop is 9. Let's go.
300 plus 2 plus 400 equals 702. And 7 plus 2 equals 9. Friday night we eat special food to celebrate Shabbat, such as fish, meat, wine, candles, hell. And note, each of these also equals 7. For the 7th day of the week, Shabbat. The words mother and father in Hebrew both equal the same number as child. 3 equals dad, month equals 41, and 3 plus 41 equals 44, and child in Hebrew is 44. Can this be a coincidence?
Is it play? Is it play?
There are no coincidences in life. The world was created with the utmost precision. Have you ever looked behind a computer program? A computer program is made out of a bunch of numbers and letters, and is designed to give instructions to a program or machine. God created the world, the universe and everything in it, with the 22 letters of the Hebrew alphabet. Just like a computer program, it looks nice from the outside. But if you look behind, at the code, it's just a bunch of letters and numbers.
So wake up, my nuggets, what's behind the computer screen? And why are they separating us out of our frequency, out of our 9 code? And, we had dropped, a piece of that drop back in 2017. This is a part we also had put in that drop. I'll leave the link for you to surf the wave with, called 9 Code, 9 Commandments. Let's see what Young Drop are talking about. We're talking about the Los Lunas Decalogue Stone. This is a big boulder on the side of Los Lunas, New Mexico, a big cliff that has the 9 Code, 9 Commandments written in Paleo Hebrew. They're dating back 700 AD, way before Columbus and them. So we already had Paleo Picto Hebrew, and we had our 9 Commandments already in America and New Mexico. So we hijack free over here, man. We knew how to choose up. This is Judah. This is Hasharala, Jerusalem. Let's go.
Well, I'm not going to get to it again. We're going to keep surfing the wave, but I'm going to leave this for you. Page 108, check it out. Which breaks down simply pretty cut and dry. The Catholic Bible, they have simply removed the second commandment for reasons so very obvious, of which part of the first, of which is part of the first, and divided the 10 commandment into, to keep the appearance of the traditional 10. So they already were hip to the situation, even in the Catholic Bible, and they understood that when the sin is the same, then it's the same so-called commandment. If you're saying that the sin in the first commandment is worshiping another God, putting another power before your power, and the second supposed commandment, we're talking about, it says the sin is the same as number 1, be it a false God, wrong God, or one made with our own hands. It is the same and therefore constitutes one commandment as far as having no false gods or no idols or putting nothing before your power. It's a continuation. It's the same sin. So in the Paleo Hebrew, the Los Lunas Stone in M.H.O.E, New Mexico, count the lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Bang.
We're talking about 9 commandments written in Paleo Hebrew. Now, is it a mistake? Is it a mistake? There are only 9 commandments, of which I brought this of
Managa, 9 Commandments are on your artifacts in America, not 10, 9. And they're not missing nothing. They just didn't divide it into 2. They didn't divide the first, I am HaWah, your power, no other gods before me. They didn't divide that into 2. They didn't divide no covetous to your neighbor and covetous to your wife, or someone's, your neighbor's wife. They didn't divide that into 2. There are only 9 commandments, Managa. You are in the 9 code. You are the noon. You are the sea.
And why I brought this up, the reason is to give credibility to the Los Lunas Stone in the following section, in that it does not have mistakes as so many suppose. So of course, it's a mistake. They must have mixed something. We need to insert something to fit our agenda. They're getting you out of your frequency. They're getting you out the frequency of the 9, of the signature of HaWah. The reason is to give credibility to the lost lunar stone in the following section, in that it does not have mistakes, as so many supposed experts and students of Hebrew have said. It is them who is in error and mistaken, not the scribe or the stone, and I intend to show you this is true, which hopefully in the end we will have just one more evidence of ancient Hebrew.
So he wants to protect the credibility of the authors of this stone. When they want to say, oh, it's a mistake, it's a mistake, it should be 10. He wants to protect the credibility, and this is what he proves.
Hebrew in the western regions, we're talking America. This document is called The Forbidden Histories of America, The Forbidden Histories of the So-Called Negro in America.
Let's go.
And to show that someone in the past knew what the scholars of today do not. And it goes into the Lost Lunar Stone. It was discovered in 1880, you know what I mean? This huge boulder with this Paleo Hebrew on it. The fifth commandment does not say honor thy father and thy mother, like it says in the KJV. It says honor your father or glorify you, the father and mother above. Be valuing the father and mother. Again, be valuing the father and mother.
The father and mother, not just honor your father and mother, because you could have some real dishonorable parents. You know what I'm saying? If both your parents are serial killers, you might not need to honor them, you know. But if you're valuing the father, the mother, now we're talking about framing a shaper. So whatever you're doing, you're bringing value to HaWah. That makes you meditate on the law, meditate on the value you're bringing to your mother and father. That goes deeper, Khan. That's what's on the Lost Lunas Decalogue stone in New Mexico, in Paleo Hebrew.
But what does it say? In other words, you glorify mother and father above your framer, your shaper, your mother, your wisdom, your breath.
Bang.
You glorify your mother and father above. Man, so we're talking about be valuing of the mother and father. The scribe who wrote the inscription on the Lost Ones panel knew exactly what he wrote. Mistakes are made by pens with pens and by the quick action of them. The mistake the scribe is accused of simply do not occur. Do they mean for me to believe that the scribe carved the entire character, chiseling away, stepping back and blowing off the dust, and then said, oops? I don't think so. However, I could admit the scribe might have made one mistake in that he began to write the second part of the first commandment, or was it a mistake? And the scribe supposedly had to insert the missing portion between the first and second line. So now they're showing us someone tried to insert something to make it seem like it's 10 commandments and not 9. You know what I mean? So yeah, you dig on this, man, and we're just talking 9 commandments, man. We're just talking the Paleo. We're talking Lost Lunas, New Mexico. We're talking 9 commandments. Number 1, you shall not make idols. Put no power before me. All in one. You shall not use the name HaWah, not Jehovah. There's no J, right? HaWah in vain. 3, remember the day of the Sabbath and keep it holy. 4, honor father and mother above. Not your earthly mom and dad. Your father, your framer and shaper, that which framed and shaped you above, that your days will be long on the earth, that HaWah, your creator, has given you. 5, you must not murder. 6, you must not commit adultery. 7, you must not steal. 8, you must not give false testimony. 9, you must not covet your neighbor's wife, nor that which he has. I mean, those are your 9 commandments.
I'm so grateful to HaWah that not everyone can, take a time machine back 6-7 years and still stand on the core foundation, you know what I'm saying, of where they were at, what they were kicking. And Drop Nation, we're proven, we're validated. We go back 6-7 years plus, and we still stand on the same foundation. information and vibration. All we have done is build, for Nagarville. Everybody evolves and you should be growing and all that. But man, I mean, the core of putting HaWah first, most high over everything, the core of keeping our code has been with us from the very beginning. All praise HaWah. And I'm proud of that. The core of being hijack free, connecting directly with HaWah, directly with the Creator, that's been at the core of our foundation since the beginning. We're not spinning on no ball. We in our frequency, our 9 code, our 432. This is what we've been on from the very beginning. Our indigenous truth, who is President John, we stand on it. We could stand on all of our work, man. No matter 10 years go by, 20, 30, 100, you know what I mean? And that lets us know that HaWah is a strong archer and that the arrows HaWah shoots, they come out straight. They don't have to be wishy-washy and waving and switching up. You don't see us switching up. Our foundation is true, so we can build a house. Our foundation is true, so we can build a house. And HaWah is a strong archer, and he hits the mark every time. Halal HaWah.
And we're just talking about the 9s. The first line in the 10 commandments or 9 commandments has 9 words.
9 words. So you dig on it. I just want to bring this to our attention again, our awareness as we meditate on it and see what else they're hiding in our frequency. So when we say 9 code, 9 above and all that, we're talking about the spiral. Talking about the spiral in your ear bone, the frequency of the sound, the music, the frequency of the vibration that you're hearing is coming to you in a spiral, which is truth, which is your image, Adam, which is your Shabbat, your rest, which is your HaWah, your breath, your security, frame and shaper. We're back to the 9, and this is why they split off 1 into 2 and the 9 into 2 to make 10. Over and over again, no one's keeping the 9 code. All the hijacks are keeping the 10 commandments, right? Yeah, man. We on your ass, hijack. For the dismount. Oh, yeah. Okay. Aqua Tie Battle been dropping that drop for a long time, man. Hey, we're going to get that Tie Battle. Hey, just look out for the Tie Battle Poetry Hour, man. What does Tesla have to say about the 3, the 6, and the 9 energy? They are the keys to the universe.
Time, man. Let the battle family know what time it is. We talking Nikola Tesla. We talking 369. Let's go. Take it away. Love to you, our creators. Let's go.
The magnificence of the 3, 6, and 9, then you will have a key to the universe. In vortex math, everything adds to 9, 3, and 6. Polarize everything, and 1, 2, 4, 8, 7, and 5 describe the physical world. Therefore, 3, 6, and 9 are not physical, but govern the physical world at the quantum level. This is most easily understood by examining sound, where different sounds exist at different frequencies or vibrations.
432 swag frequency. So when they take you out your 9, they're taking you out of your quantum. They're taking your ability to govern the quantum away. It gets deeper.
And the understanding that all things living are vibrational. Vibrational frequency is the key to understanding the universe. Third-dimensional thinkers love to live in their fear-based realities. They like to involve themselves on the lower levels through world conflicts, fear television, television, and all the other fear propaganda designed to have you scared and ready to take up arms, waiting and thinking of nothing but the worst possible outcomes. They will continue to create those realities. One thing we need to understand is everything is energy. Everything we can see, hear, touch, taste, and smell is made of different wavelengths, vibrating at different frequencies. Our brain is like a translator that has the ability to interpret these frequencies into what we perceive to be our physical reality. So we interpret an energy cluster as a chair, or a tree, or another person. We perceive them as physical or solid, but break them down to their smallest particles, and they're all just energy. They are non-physical energies as well, of course. Our thoughts, for example, are just different vibrations. Every time you think a thought, you send out that.
Every thought is a vibration. Dig on it. So when we're reading in the non-commodity teachings of Sylvanus Totaxis, about the evil wild beast and getting those thoughts, just controlling your thoughts.
Talking 369. Let's go. Take it away.
Getting those thoughts that manifest negatively, you got to get them out of you. You got to get the evil wild beast out of your gates. You got to guard your gates, which are your thoughts, right? Because they manifest. As soon as you have a thought that doesn't manifest, positively, you got to get it out. We all have a lot of work to do with this, man. So many of these knockers on demon time, and they're manifesting that energy. You're on that, you're on HaWah's time, or, you off the clock, man. You surfing the wave. You're going to manifest that energy, redemption, freedom. Every thought, when you meditate on the code, HaWah says meditate on the law. When you meditate, those thoughts manifest. Every thought is a frequency. HaWah can feel the vibration. If you only knew the magnificence of 3, 6, and 9, then you would have a key to the universe. What's the key? What's the inner key? What's the chi? What's the breath? Wow. What's your security? What's the key to our security? Keeping our code. Yeah, and it seems like they've been playing boss with the 9 code. Seems like they've been playing with the 9 code. Separating covetous into 2, separating no power before your power into 2. All to get you out of the quantum, out of your control, out of your governance, out of your direct HaWah connection. Keep the code. Meditate on the seed, the noon, the 9. That is HaWah. The frequency that you are the image of. Adam is a frequency. You're in that image, which means you're in the frequency, my naga. When we stay up, suit up, when we choose up. Hey, keep your 9 code, man. Guard your 9. And say 9 above the firmament. And 9 above the buried all times, man. Now we see clearly. Now you got that 360 degree. 3 plus 6 is 9. Dragon, flood eye. The 9 is the dragon. The dragon is the spiral. Shalawah.